Hello everyone, my work in progress is finally done. This is the blouse I was making. I'll show you and talk to you about it further on in the video. But yay, I made a blouse! Back. And yes, I made a blouse. I showed you in my work in progress video about that blouse, so now I'm going to talk to you about it. This blouse was an Etsy pattern that I found. I love. It was absolutely perfect because I could make it wider down here at the bottom, which is what I need because I have a, we'll call it a wide bottom. But anyway, I am kind of an apple-shaped person where I've got a little bit of a heft up here and then I'll flare out at the bottom. Maybe that's a pear shape. I don't know. They have so many different names for them nowadays. But anyway, I added onto the material, onto the pattern, because I knew it would take more to cover my ample bottom, we'll call it. How did I do that? Well, this is all a half double crochet shirt except for that right there, which are triple crochets, and it's a cross pattern. It's where you make the triple crochet, you skip a stitch, you make a triple crochet, you skip a stitch, you make a triple, another triple, and you put it in that skipped stitch, crossing over the first one. So you stitch, you skip a stitch, you triple crochet, and then you triple crochet again and cross over into that stitch you skip. It makes kind of like a this. If you need me to demonstrate that for you in a video, just say so in the comments and I'll be happy to. How did I make the ruffle? How did I give myself berth at the bottom? I did an increase, which I learned when I was making hats for people. Let me move that bench. Yeah, that would hitting my legs. To do an increase, and I'll try to show you on camera. Okay, where is the row? Here it is right here. Okay, as you see, I made one half double crochet stitch in my stitch. Then I did 2 half double crochets in one stitch. Then I did 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. Then I did 2 more double crochets in the next stitch. And then I did a single half double crochet in the next stitch. And then I did 2 more half double crochets in the same stitch. That's how you make an increase. It's 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That is your first row. Now I needed 3 rows of increases. So my next row was 2 double crochets in each stitch, in one stitch, and then like that one, and then 1, 2 half double crochets in the next 2 stitches. Then in one stitch, 2 half double crochets, and then in the next stitch, 2 half double crochets in the next 2 stitches. In the next stitch after that, 2 double crochet, or half double crochet. I'm sorry, I'm getting it mixed up because I'm trying to explain something. It's a little bit difficult to explain on camera without being able to show you guys. But since I'm crocheted out for the next couple of days because of my hands, I'm not going to be able to show you. So, but the last row was 3 half double crochets in each stitch. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 separate stitches. Then you have 2 half double crochets in one stitch. Then you have 1, 2, 3 half double crochets in each stitch, and then you go to a stitch and you add 2 half double crochets. So basically your first row is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and your next row is 2, 2, 2 in the same stitch, 2 in separate stitches, 2 in the same stitch, 2 in separate stitches. Your final row is 2 in one stitch and 3 in separate stitches. So you'd have 2 in the same stitch, or this, yeah, the same stitch, and then you'd go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3 in each of your other stitches. Then once you get your ruffle in, you just half double crochet all the rest of the way down. Now I didn't put any kind of a binding or anything pretty on the end of this. I might do a nice white lace effect on both of these. But we'll have to think about that. For right now, I'm thinking the shirt is complete. So that is one project that has messed my hands up big time. My next project was Have you ever had a shirt that you absolutely adored but grew out of? Got too wide for? I love this shirt. This is one of my favorite shirts. And it's a tank top, and it got too tight. I outgrew it, we'll call it. Well, you can always crochet in a panel, and that's what I did. Now, this particular procedure takes either a decrease or an increase depending on what end you're working from. I worked from the bottom up. So this is all regular half double crochet. I love the half double crochet stitch, folks. I really do. This is all half double crochet up to the 20th row, where then I pull the same trick I did with the other top, 2 stitches in one, and then I crochet at the end of it. At the end of the row here, the beginning of the row, there's 2 stitches in one at the end here, and then I crocheted all the way across to the end where I did 2 more half double crochet stitches in one stitch. An increase or a decrease depends on how many stitches you add or take away. I am decreasing in this project. So when I did 2 stitches in one, or not 2 stitches in one, it's hard to explain a decrease, okay? What you do is you start a half double crochet. Let me get some yarn. Hang on. I will show you. Different project, but this will work for demonstration purposes. Okay. Now let's say I want to make a decrease in this row, okay? I've got my row in and I want to decrease and make it less stitches, okay? What you do is you go ahead and start your stitch like normal, put your needle in your hook, pull it through, and leave those on. Go through just 2 loops, just those 2 loops right there, okay? Did you see that? Just those 2 loops right there. Now I still have 2 on my hook. You wrap your needle again, wrap it again, and enter the next stitch, okay? Enter the next stitch, pull up a loop of yarn, loop again, and pull through all of the stitches on that needle. Now that decreases your stitches, okay? Let me try to do that in focus on the camera again. Now I don't have my other setup, and if you need a video on this, say so in the comments and I'll do it so you guys can see it using the other camera. Okay, I loop my thread around my needle. You see how I have it looped? I insert my needle through that stitch, and I take both of them. I don't just take one. I pull up another loop. Now, as you see, I have 1, 2, 3 loops on my, well, if you could see it, I have 3 loops on my hook. I pull through only 2, and I leave 2 loops on my hook. I wrap my needle again, and I go to the next stitch, which is this one right here, my next stitch right here, and I insert my needle through that. I pull up a loop, I wrap again, and I pull through all of them. Now, if you want to see me do that, a better version of that, just say so, and I'll do it with the other camera. But there's my 3 loops on the hook. I pull through just 2. I wrap my needle again. I go to the very next stitch, which is this one right here. This stitch right here. I pull through, I loop through, and I pull up. Whoop, okay, you do it right though. You loop through, yeah, you go through the stitch, pull up a loop, and loop, wrap again, and they go through all the stitches. That is how you make a decreased stitch, okay? Now, that's another project, we'll put that aside. I needed something that looked like a beer bottle for this project, okay? And that's exactly what I crocheted. I crocheted a beer bottle, or a triangle, you can call it. And then all I did, and since it's stretchy, it'll work with this stretchy t-shirt fabric. All I did was sew it right there. I cut the shirt open all the way up to the armpit. All the way up to the armpit. I cut it open, and then I crocheted my triangle, and I sewed it in on both sides. And I hand sewed this because I didn't know how my machine would act. And this edge is a little rough. I left a lot of edge in so that it didn't fray too bad. So, because it might fray in the wash, I'm not sure. I've never tried this before. So we're going to see how this works out. But that's what I did. I crocheted a triangular kind of beer bottle looking thing, and I sewed it into the shirt. And now the shirt fits. Here I am wearing the shirt. And unless you really want the panels to be seen, they're not really seen that well. So there we go. They're more seen from the back than they are the front, but as you see, you can barely see them there. I have to actually turn sideways for you to see the panels. But I used a yarn that was the same color as the shirt. I had tried a piece of fabric. I just couldn't get the fabric cut right. I wound up destroying a piece of fabric trying to cut it right. It's because I was working with no pattern, and I'm sorry, my eye is bothering me, allergies, of course. No pattern, no nothing to work with, so I just kind of winged it. Like I do a lot of things I make, I wing it. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's not a very long, section of video, but I think the top turned out really cute, and I'm very happy with it. And so, you can fix your own clothing. You just kind of gotta be willing to give it a try. So until next time, this is Lady De Winter reminding you you're never too old to do anything that you set your mind to doing. Bye-bye for now.